people are calling it fake. Deepseek R1 just dropped, and somehow, it's already topping the App Store charts, beating ChatGPT in downloads, performance claims, and even benchmark scores. But is it actually better? Or are we just getting hit with hype? Today, we're putting Deepseek R1 head-to-head with ChatGPT 01 and exposing what's real, what's overblown, and what might actually surprise you. Let's get into it.
Are really threatening the kind of monopoly that certain companies have on this system.
So first off, yeah, DeepSeek is trending. That tweet from Hassan? Legit. It shows DeepSeek sitting above ChatGPT on the US App Store's free section. Not bad for a model that's only been out for 7 days. But here's the thing. Viral doesn't mean better. So we're not just going off benchmarks today, we're running real-world tests, prompts, coding, writing, tool building, all side by side with ChatGPT 01. And yes, we know those official benchmark charts look impressive. DeepSeek outperformed ChatGPT 01 and 01 Mini on multiple tests. But those are internal benchmarks. Always take those with a grain of salt, because who's publishing them? Right, the AI company that made DeepSeek. So let's test this thing for real. Prompt 1. Write a basic piece of search engine optimization content. Something like, what is search engine optimization? ChatGPT 01 fires back fast with a clean outline. Why should you care about SEO? You can have the best product in the world, but if no one finds your site, it's like it doesn't exist. Solid structure. Speaks to the pain point. Clear copy. Now it's DeepSeek's turn. The title? The basics, SEO explained like you're my maid. Okay, weird tone. But the body? Actually not bad. Think of it like a dating app. Google swipes right if your content answers questions better than the competition. Alright, that's clever. But here's the problem. DeepSeek also drops in a link to a study to seem credible. Except the link is dead. Total hallucination. Doesn't even exist. So who wins? Honestly, DeepSeek's copy was punchier, maybe even more readable. But ChatGPT's was cleaner, more professional, and didn't invent fake sources. That's kind of a deal breaker. Point, ChatGPT. Next, let's try a coding challenge. Create a Space Invaders game from scratch. ChatGPT 01, one prompt, one click, boom. Full HTML game. Preview runs instantly. Clean UI, game works, done. Deepseek R1 comes back with Python instead of HTML. Which, cool, but not what we asked for. We have to reprompt it to get HTML. Then we wait and wait. Eventually, it generates something solid, and actually has a built-in unrun HTML button. That's a nice touch. Full screen preview, clean visuals. So while DeepSeek takes longer, the UI is smoother, and once it loads, it's solid. Still, for speed and getting the right thing on the first try, point, ChatGPT. Now we're asking both models to create a full-blown search engine optimization cost calculator website, complete with emojis, branding, FAQs, the whole package. ChatGPT 01 takes off like a rocket, super fast, CSS separated, and when asked to embed it into the HTML, it kind of crashes, just stalls out. DeepSeek, a little slow to start, but delivers the full design in one go. Emojis, brand colors, functioning calculator, and extra content like FAQs included. Once again, DeepSeek nails the UI. ChatGPT has the edge in complexity and structure, but DeepSeek wins in execution and design. So who wins? Honestly, tie. ChatGPT gives more detailed output, but DeepSeek's version just works better out of the box. This one's interesting. We give both models a piece of fluffy AI-generated content, something that registers 73% AI detectable using 0GPT. Then, we ask both models to rewrite it so that it's 100% undetectable, humanized. ChatGPT 01's version? Plug it into the detector. Clean. It drops down to 0% detectable. DeepSeek's version? Same result, 0%. Both models crushed it. Equal score. But worth noting, DeepSeek's version was a bit more verbose, ChatGPT's was tighter. Another tie. Here's where DeepSeek drops a bombshell. You can run it locally, for free, on your own hardware. No cloud, no OpenAI infrastructure. You literally download llama.cpp, fire up Deepseek R1, and you're off. You can run smaller, faster distilled models too. Perfect for older machines. Meanwhile, ChatGPT? Nope. Fully closed, cloud only, no local option, not happening. For people who want control, privacy, or just to avoid cloud-based fees, this is huge. Massive point, DeepSeek. So let's lay it out. Speed, ChatGPT wins. No contest. Output quality, ChatGPT's got the edge in depth and structure, especially for complex builds. Ease of use and UI, Deepseek surprised us. It's clean, simple, and intuitive. Hallucinations, Deepseek stumbled hard with fake sources. Local use, Deepseek dominates. You can run it offline completely free. Price, Deepseek's free. ChatGPT 01 is paid. Enough said. So who wins? Honestly, it depends what you want. If you're looking for speed, power, and polish, ChatGPT 01 is still ahead. But if you're after something lightweight, local, and free, Deepseek R1 is the real deal. And maybe that's why people think it's too good to be true. It's not fake. It's just finally giving OpenAI a run for its money. Alright, let's talk about money, or lack of it. If you've been using ChatGPT for anything API related, you already know that stuff isn't free. Even GPT 3.5 comes with limits unless you're paying up. GPT-4? Don't even ask. Now compare that to Deepseek R1. Not only is the model free, but even the API costs basically nothing. If you're building tools, testing agents, or automating workflows, Deepseek becomes a ridiculously cheap option, especially for early devs or solo creators. Sure, it's slower than ChatGPT in many tasks, but when you're not paying anything and can run it locally, that trade-off might be worth it. In short, ChatGPT charges for polish. Deepseek gives you access for free. One underrated win for Deepseek? Transparency. When you run a prompt, you can literally see its reasoning process, what it's thinking, how it's breaking down the task, and where it's pulling logic from. This is something that ChatGPT doesn't really give you. It spits out an answer, sure, but the how behind it, hidden, black box. So if you're someone who likes debugging outputs or just wants more insight into why the AI said what it said, Deepseek's got that edge. That said, transparency doesn't equal accuracy. We've already seen Deepseek hallucinate links and miss the mark on specific tasks. So while the reasoning tool is helpful, it's not always correct. Still, the fact that it shows its work, kind of refreshing. Now let's be real, Deepseek isn't perfect. We've already seen delays, reprompts, and the occasional random detour into Python when we asked for HTML, but here's where ChatGPT dropped the ball too. Remember that prompt where we asked it to embed CSS directly into the HTML? ChatGPT froze, got stuck in edit mode, never recovered. That's not a minor glitch, it's a hard fail. Both models have weak spots. Deepseek struggles with speed and consistency. ChatGPT sometimes just breaks, full stop. So if we're being fair, neither model is 100% reliable. The difference is that ChatGPT usually recovers faster, and Deepseek feels more experimental. Final takeaway. This isn't a winner-takes-all situation. It's about fit. If you're a developer, hacker, or someone who wants full control, including local hosting and custom workflows, Deepseek R1 is the play. It's free, open, and surprisingly capable once you get past the loading screens. But if you want clean, fast, accurate outputs, with less fiddling, less babysitting, and more professional-level writing or tool generation, ChatGPT 01 is still king. So speed or flexibility, UI polish, or local freedom. This isn't just about which AI is better, it's about what kind of creator you are. That's the full breakdown. Deepseek versus ChatGPT, no fluff, no BS, just the facts. You've seen the benchmarks, the tests, the wins, and the fails. So now the question for you, speed or freedom, cloud or control? Let me know where you stand. And that's all for today. If you found this video interesting, make sure you hit the like button. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of these kinds of videos. Thanks for watching.